Hello, welcome back. Today will be a video on one of the things that gospel musicians struggle with the most, sight reading. This will be an introduction to the fundamentals of sight reading. First of all, what is sight reading? Well, obviously it's reading a thing at sight, reading music at sight. So, first we have to understand how our sight works. We can see a lot in front of us, but we can only focus on a small portion. Usually about the size of wherever you're looking. Imagine something about the size of a quarter in front of you. It's right in front of you, almost like the size of your thumb, only a little bigger. That is the entirety of our focal space. The rest is called peripheral vision. But we notice when we're looking at music, it's only reading two staves at a time. So we can only focus on a small portion of the music at a time. So what we have to do, well, I'll say this: when we read anything, we have something. Our eyes do something called fixate. We fixate on a specific thing, and then we recognize it as a word if we've seen it before. Reading sight. I'm getting ahead of myself. As we have fixations, we have something else. When our eyes are moving, we don't focus on anything. It's called a saccade. Fixation and saccade. What we have to do is minimize the time that we're not fixating and maximize the time we are fixating. So what does all that mean? That means nothing right now. So I'll explain. Usually when we're reading, we see one note at a time. This is about all that we can focus on at one point. But since music is moving through time, we have to recognize the notes that are coming so we can play them in advance. What we do is the same thing that we do when we're reading words. Once we recognize a word, we don't have to think about it again. We know what the word is. Like if there were a sentence, the cat in the hat. If you see the and you don't know what it is, you're going to take the letters like, okay, T-H-E, the. All right. Then if you see it again, you may remember what process you went through before to recognize the word. Then you say the. Then you eventually don't have to think about it. Eventually you get to the point where you can just speak through the sentence. This is what we have to do when we're learning to read music. First, we learn to recognize notes. For instance, this is middle C. Remember that this is also middle C, so don't get confused. That is also middle C. So when you see that note, that means that you're supposed to press down the middle C key. So the notes are a signal to which key to play. Going up is higher on the keyboard. Going down this way is lower on the keyboard. So if we're seeing this, we see, okay, there's a C there. It tells me to play the middle C key. I press down the middle C key. All right, now I'm going up. That's a E. Judging from the treble clef, if this line is the G, then this is the F, and then this is the E. So I have to play the E that is above the middle C key. The E above the middle C key. And then this is the D below that E. So now I have to play the D. And this is the G above it. This is the process. This is the process when you're first learning to read. It's slow, but eventually you'll start to recognize individual notes. And then, once you get faster, you start to recognize combinations of notes. Once you recognize combinations of notes, you can start reading chords, not just notes by themselves. So instead of playing, okay, I'm playing a C, I'm playing a C triad, C, E, and G together. Then I'm playing a E chord, E, G, and B, but that's not a G sharp, that's a G natural, so G minor, E minor, sorry. Then you have D minor, then G major. So that's how you read. That's the basic process. It takes a lot of work, It's not easy to master. It's very easy to learn. It's just like learning to read. Those of you who have struggled with reading know that it's not easy for everyone, but that's all there is to it, really. It's not that complicated. You just have to take your time, learn the basics first. Where the notes fall on the staff, what line means what space means what. Then you have to learn the distance between the notes. Then you have to learn what different combinations of notes sound like. Then you'll be able to read much faster and begin reading stuff like this. Hope this is helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, there is a Patreon campaign coming up, so look for it and feel free to support it. Thank you.